Hi everyone, welcome. It's Lavender Sky Panther. It is Tuesday already, Tuesday, December 12th, 2023, or 12/12/23, with you for a fun little card reading today. Actually, it's in the wee hours of the morning for me. Maybe it is for you too. Anyway, let's see what this message is for today. The style and format we're going to do this time around is going to be a lead-off message, kind of a message kind of to focus on. And then I'm going to go over here, and if you follow my little sassafras root pointer here, we're going to do recent past energies, present energies, future energies, overall, undercurrent, of energies going on, and also the kind of all-encompassing energies or overarching energies going on. Okay? Well, we do have this beautiful little glitter. Magenta seems to be a prominent color with the background, and then something prompted me to put the butterfly-shaped votive candle holder in the background. Also, something said to pull out these little sunflowers, so that might have some meaning and significance for you. All right, well, let's start off with the main message. Actually, I'm going to move the camera. Hopefully you don't have glare or see any glare. It is 6 of winter. I'm just going to pan down slowly. And again, we've got that beautiful magenta or fuchsia color, very prominent in here. It's a very happy color. It says, positive changes are on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. So here we have this fairy. This comes from the Fairy Tarot, I think it's just called, by Valentine. I think originally it had Doreen Virtue on there too, but whatever the case, it's got the fairies theme, and we've got winter. We've got number 6 if you're tracking numbers, and we've got these beautiful lights. Now, what I see here is this fairy is very much in control. He's got a light lighting his way, and he's got this staff, which really, just kind of signifies something very directional, like you've got to point it in one direction or the other. So he's got a grip on it and got a grip on things in life, you could say. He knows what direction he's going in, very surely so. Now, the position of the light is different from where the boat is going, however, so that's very interesting. And actually, this just reminds me of him embarking on a journey. And even the word embark, the root word of bark is barco or barca, I think, in Italian for boat or ship. So he's headed in a direction one way with his body position while the boat is going in another. But somehow they're still working together. So the boat is kind of in a standstill, and so is he. So it's just a moment of, it's going to go forward again. We'll see in what direction. Maybe he's panning around and having a look around first. Maybe something caught his attention off in a different direction, and he's actually looking for it. So the nice thing about this is, even if we think we're going on a journey one way, it's a nice reminder to stop and make sure you kind of smell the roses along the way. If something is calling to you and your intuition is pulling you, to go in a different direction off the beaten path, then follow that. If it's telling you just to stay on the road ahead, then do that too. But it's, oftentimes, as they say, some of the more magical things happen when you off-road it a bit and kind of go off plan at times, if you're led to do so. Now, what I like is that, again, kind of reinforcing that theme, is we've got these little lights in the background marching across in a straight line. But he's, that's a path somebody else kind of created or set. And he is charting his own path forward. Okay. And he's surrounded and supported by magical things. We've got golden light. And again, this kind of wispy fuchsia coming up. He's very much surrounded by a magical environment that's kind of, leading him on where he needs to go. Right. All right. Now, let's see. So we'll read it one more time. I feel like reading it one more time. Positive changes are on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. And when I see the bridge in the background, I don't like this song at all, so I'm not even going to sing it. But the line, like a bridge over troubled waters, right? But, the waters don't really seem all that troubled, although they don't really seem like you want to jump in there either, right? And I just see that, who cares about the bridge to do that? He's got the light to light his way, and there's no troubles in sight, right? When he remembers to do that. Look, it's even sparkling behind him where it's a little bit darker. So this guy's just got going forward, bringing himself, bringing his light. And because he's doing that and he's focused on it, everything's going to, line up and work out well wherever he goes. Okay, I don't know why I spent so much time on that. I really did not plan on that. But anyway, that's the gist of it. Now let's go further and look at the core part of the reading with the past, present, and future energies. So just pan out a little so you see all three. Now we'll go one by one. Okay, and we'll look at the numbers too. So this is a number 29 or an 11 or 2. Invite peace. And I'll say it again. If you're interested in numbers and what they mean, the positive aspects of them, you might want to check out on the internet, look up angel numbers, Joanne Sacred Scribes, and type in the number. And then you'll find some very nice meanings behind them. All right, I put a little phone charm here too, because even though it says invite peace, I just felt like reminding myself and put it there to say, call in peace. You know, it's just another way of saying invite it. Call it in, dial it up. It's an old-fashioned, old-school phone. For anybody that's been on the planet long enough, you know how the rotary phones worked. There was kind of a patience, right, to waiting for the rotary, for the dial, like especially if you dialed 0. Let me see if I can do this, you know, and then you'd have to like dial it and then wait for the thing to go all the way back around again. Well, that's kind of what this is reminding me of too, is invite the peace, yes, but it might come in its own sweet time and when things are calm. And actually, this even reminds me of water rippling out, you know, in connection with this card. You know, we got little flashes of light. It's kind of in the same color family too. Like it's starting at the center and emanating out from there, the ripple. And so the origin point is way back there somewhere. So it takes time for this, you know, to ripple outward and to reach you. But invite the peace. Don't worry about the pace or the timing, that it actually comes your way. Now, another thing about this card that I'm seeing right away, you'll see it coming up in all the cards. It just seemed to be like a number 3 theme to me. So we've got, you know, 3 domes here, 3 here, 3 here. If you look real hard, there might be others in the foreground, but the thing that catches your attention, though, is the 3 prominent ones. Even these archways, there's 1, 2, 3. Yes, it goes kind of off into infinity, but the main framing of it in the foreground is again, the 3. Now you got clusters of 3, so you got 3, 3, 3, if you will. Also, very positive aspects of that number if you look it up on that Australian blog site as well, that Joanne Sacred Scribes, because 3 is a divine number, and multiples of it are also a divine number. So that might be something that means something to you. So invite in the peace. You know, even though we've got 3, we've got a nice balance to each side of the center. You know, just be sure to connect into your center in a calm and relaxing way. We've got the water imagery over here. So, and again, I had like that ripple analogy of water rippling out. You might want to have a little fountain by your side that pumps a little water. They have some little meditative fountains. You might want to just, if you don't have access to that, just put a little bowl of water next to you. Something with water, or maybe a stone that has a color of water that reminds you of the ocean or of a lake, or, you know, anything at your side, a seashell or a stone from the beach. Just maybe put something by you as you meditate. And again, just try to get to a calm and invite the peace in. You might even have some nice access to some music, play like ocean sounds in the background. Something's just really tied, you know, to me as far as I'm not tied to me, sorry. Something's just tying in to maybe as you're inviting in peace, invite in water. Go to the beach if you have access to it, you know, and walk along the shore or sit there and just look out onto the ocean. Or if you're more inclined to, you know, float in it and relax. Just something very strong about peace and water is hitting me here. You might even, if you don't have anything other than a bird bath, you know, just or a bowl of water set outside for birds to come in and get water. It also might be a matter of just reflecting and looking at that reflective surface to connect into things. Okay, so anyway, recent past is good time to call in and invite some peace. Maybe you have been in a very peaceful state, even inexplicably so, not even actively, proactively going to meditate. Maybe you just don't even know why. You start feeling a lot of undercurrents of peace coming into your life recently. And if that doesn't apply to you, then it is your call to invite peace in. It's time to do it. All right, now the middle card is Hold the Connection, number 28, which is also a 10 or a 1 if you're tracking the numbers. And here we are with the 3 theme again. You know, on the roof of this thing, we've got 3 domes, and we've got the 3 arches repeating. And this person is in a very open and receptive state with the arms outstretched. It's kind of like she's, you know, got a hand and an eye on the past of, you know, getting to calm already and inviting that peace in. And the other hand is not really, it's kind of acknowledging the card that comes next, but it's almost like even her head is turned to focus that she really wants to hold that connection to the peace. Okay, and she is doing it. She's mindful that there's a future. The hand is a little bit outstretched, but her focus is more on looking back a little and just holding that connection to peace, and that's okay. Look, even the peacock, it's a white peacock, that's notable, is also looking that direction of, what, our interest here is connecting in and hanging on to, that feeling of peace, as long as possible. And that's okay. So maybe that's where you're at right now. You don't want there to be any waves being made. You don't want to be in a situation where you're making waves or somebody's making waves around you. You just want to hang on to that peaceful moment as long as possible. And that's a noble, thing to do. However, things will come up in our lives that will kind of test that. And it's not always possible to hold the connection for as long as we'd like. But the intention of holding it does count. And it's a good thing. All right, so now we'll see what's in the future here. Establish priorities, number 4, if you're tracking the numbers. And here, when I first looked at this card, it's a beautiful card, I noticed the thing that jumped out to me was again a 3. Now, I know there are 4 lanterns hanging here, kind of Moroccan-style lanterns, but at first, the ones that are backlit by the most bright color of the card stood out to me. So again, 3 might be prominent for you, or 4 if you're seeing, all 4 of them right in one shot. And again, we got 4 established priorities. Now, what are those priorities? Well, again, from the looks of it, of the current status, again, you're kind of more just not really caring about that part. Her hand's kind of up like, nah, I don't want to look at that. I'm looking over here. Well, when you get to this point, after you've kind of basked in the glow of inviting the peace in, it will be time to shift attention and look over toward the future a bit and move forward a bit. That's another theme that's going to be coming up in this reading. And then start to establish priorities. Now, what could that be? Well, I put the teddy bear here as a little reminder. Maybe it is a priority is to do some inner work and maybe look at your inner child and work on anything that needs to be released or let go or moved through a process as far as emotions and feelings surrounding your childhood, and anything that you can release and lighten the load if you have any baggage from that time, or just give yourself a hug like that little teddy bear. Maybe it's time that the priority is that if there's, especially if there's like nobody around to kind of give you a little pat on the back and job well done as far as how you're moving through life, maybe you just need to give yourself a little hug there, or go get a little teddy bear, a nice little plush animal, and give it a hug. Just nurture yourself. That could be a number 1 priority over anything. And once you feel nurtured and set, then obviously you can be giving more out there, wherever you go. So I would say that you are, priority number 1. And then, then everything will, ripple out from that center, which is you, radiate out like sunshine, like rays of sunshine, or like the glow of the moon, as this is kind of depicting. So maybe that's your number 1 priority. Or maybe you have had a wish that you've long wanted to do, but just never did it. Well, what are you waiting for? No time like the present. If not now, when? Just looking at this mountain in the background, I know it's not Mount Everest, but it just reminded me of that goal that people seem to have that seems to be the most lofty goal or vision that they want to do is like to climb Mount Everest. Well, I'm not saying to climb Mount Everest, but what I'm saying is maybe there's something like that, some kind of goal or wish, heart's wish that you've had that has just seemed unreachable or way out off in the distance, and just not, something that's very tangible or reasonable, something that you can never do. Well, maybe it's time to reevaluate that, establish a priority of saying, instead of my heart's wish being on the very back, most remote back burner, maybe I'm going to put it up front and center this time and shine a light on it and actually do it. Again, if not now, when is the strong message I'm getting. You can always put anything off and say, I'll do it tomorrow, but why not do it today? Or why not put yourself in a position where you can get there sooner than later, right? Enjoy it now. Everything that's going on in the world right now is pointing to, live in the moment. Each moment is a golden moment, even if it doesn't feel like it. And make it a golden moment. And really put your priorities, things that you've had on your list, put them up front. Now's the time. Now's the time to do it. Okay, now the undercurrent of the reading is this beautiful card. We've got these horses. We've got 3 horses. Again, the number 3. Again, the number 3 in terms of, look, it even looks color-wise like this. The 3 arches and the 3 domes everywhere. So we've got 3 horses. Now, it says take action, number 14, which could also be a number 5. And I put this more crystalline horse, a bigger horse in the lead, as a reminder that they are running to the left, which means in this overall reading, they're kind of running to the past, aren't they? They're not running to the right, which would be like we would think is moving forward. But moving forward is a matter of perception and perspective is what I meant to say. So if I'm facing this way and I'm running forward. If I'm not looking relative to anything else, I am going forward. Now, looking from the bigger picture, we're looking like, but wait a minute, it looks like they're running backwards into time if we're looking at time as linear. You know, if we moved the horses running to the right, we would say, they're moving forward, but are they? So I'm just getting that maybe sometimes we have to go back a little before we can go yet again back in the other direction, or we need to sometimes take a little detour, and that's okay. It's just a different kind of experience. So anyway, it looks like they are running this way full force. And where are they running to? They're running to the message that says, once again, positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. And the other thing I want to say about this is even though this guy seems very solitary, alone figure, like maybe he's, going through stuff, troubled times, on his own, it looks to me that, now he may not need to be alone that long going through it. He's done the hard work going through things, maybe the more, painful, kind of work, lonely work. But now it looks like maybe he's running with the pack, so to speak, running with the herd. He won't be so alone on what's coming next after he takes more action. So he's already taken action on this little boat. He's shining a light. But maybe whatever he's going to see ahead of him will call for him to take some other kind of action. So anyway, looks like by taking action, there will be movement, and not just a little movement. We've got 3 horses, if you can imagine all of their hooves, moving across a plain and feeling the thunderous vibration coming on the earth from it, all those hooves coming moving through. It seems to be like it's going to be some swift action. Those horses are fully extended, like in full gallop. The legs, both legs are flying out in front and behind. So they're not just sauntering along, they're hauling ass, so to speak. So the positive changes that are on their way may have been like, it's been taking them forever to the point where he's probably like, oh my gosh, is my light even going to be able to still stay on for how long it's taking for the positive change to come? I feel like I'm stagnant here. It's going to come rushing in at a certain point. So it's probably going to seem like taking forever, and then just all of a sudden something busts loose, and these horses just bust out of the corral, and are running free at full force. And that's how swiftly your positive change might be coming. All right, now the overarching energies of this is move forward. So like I talked about with the horses, what is forward depends on your point of view, where you're standing, what position are you in? She's in a position to look to the right, which could be conceived as forward, but no, she's looking what looks like backward, but maybe by looking backward, that's what will propel her forward by getting to the state of peace, right? And holding that connection. So forward is relative to where you're at. So in this case, it's number 10 or number 1, move forward. And it's kind of like what's interesting here is these ships, they look like they're on water, but actually they're above the clouds. And again, that just reemphasizes the idea of what's your perspective of where you're at. Are you underwater, or are you on the water, or are you above the clouds, or are you going through this sun portal, which actually some say that 1212 is a portal opening up. I am not too versed on that, so you might want to look into that. But anyway, look at these ships. So the 2 on the right seem to be going in the same direction, which you would assume is going forward. But look at these over here seem to be off-roading it, but they're going forward too relative to what they're doing. And so for now, I just have this little moped term there too, just to remind us that, what is forward? And there's no harm, no foul at how fast you're going or how slow you're going. Down here, those horses are hauling butt, but up here, It just seems like things, they got to take their time. They're dependent on the wind and how hard or soft or stagnant, if the wind is blowing or not, right? Even though they're kind of sailing above the clouds. So it doesn't matter, if you're going off to the right, going off to the left, going straight ahead. If there's a huge rock in the way, they'd have to go around. The point is just, though, to keep moving, whether slow or fast. Like right now, anybody listening to this, if you're going through a really hard time right now, I mean, I'm talking, maybe you're listening to this lying on your bed or on a couch and just can't move. I invite you now, kind of like this, inviting peace. I'm inviting you now to move forward. So say you say, well, I feel paralyzed. I don't know what to do. I'm asking you right now to literally, as you hear my voice, stand up and put one foot on the ground if you're in a laying down position. If you're standing there or sitting on a stool or chair, get up, put one foot on the ground. Then move the next foot, take a step. Just put that intention that I may not know what I'm doing, don't know where I'm going, but I do know I can move forward and I can put one foot down. And whether you're facing to the right, left, front, or behind you, just pick a direction. It doesn't matter, but just put that foot down physically and say, it is my intention to move forward. And you can say, put it out there to God, Source, Universe, Jesus, God, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to say, your higher source, your higher self, just whatever you conceive of as something that is loving and in your corner. You can say it, hey, guardian angelics, whatever you want to do. Whatever is loving and something that you trust to be loving in your life, that you may know, that is out there, even if you can't see it. Hey, I know you've got my back. I am putting my intention to move forward. I put my foot down and trust that I am fully supported in love. And I kindly ask you to show me the way even more forward. Kindly show me the way. Okay? That's all I'm going to suggest. And then after you've done that, maybe you will be inclined to move that next step forward somewhere else. Or maybe you want to return to where you were, what you were doing. All of that's fine too. I just want you to know that even just taking a physical step forward, just standing up, even though you don't know maybe where you're going, just do it and that will help move you. And again, forward is relative, right? Okay. Now, I am going to I think we'll do one extra bonus card. And give me a minute. I think I'll just like throw it down. We'll do it kind of a messy style. And let's just see if we get any more little messages for a little bonus today. And let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to move it around a little bit further. And I think I'll go for this one. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. We get flamingo. Let's check it out together. Sorry about the glare. Some of the lights are here. I'm going to hold it in my hand. Okay, if I can here. So, wow, there are a lot of flamingos. Looks like 5 of them if you're looking at numbers. And actually that one standing right there looks like it has a ripple going out around it too. So like everything is coming. It's, what I want to say, it's at the center of everything. So everything is emanating from this this particular flamingo. So it's like the creator of its own world, so to speak, around it. Okay, so flamingo, unity heart, you are being called to work on collective healing. Okay, so maybe somewhere within you, you have a notion of doing some healing. If you're not sure where to begin, sometimes it can start as easy as looking at some crystals. Go to a spiritual store, a metaphysical shop or something, or you can even go online and look around. If you're going to go online, I don't want to promote or support anybody in particular, but I would start with Etsy over the other shopping marketplace online that begins with an A, just because they tend to have, I just feel they have, it's more personal. People are connecting in with the crystals that they are offering and have selected them for a specific reason, and they tend to have better energy behind them. But anyway, so maybe it's just a call out to go ahead and find a special crystal, or go along a riverbed and find a little river rock, or something from the ocean, from the beach, whatever you feel called to pick up. And that might be your first start. Or it doesn't have to be connected with water. It can just be a rock, in a forest, in a garden, whatever, just a little pebble, even something that calls its attention to you, and just hold on to it. And that might be your little start to hang on to that, and then you'll start to get healing energies, and ideas for healing will start to come to you. Okay. Um, you also might just want to hold a stick or find a little stick to have around. Anything of nature, tends to help pull in further ideas for healing, even if it's not you healing somebody else, but you getting healed by nature. So I have talked about in the past where, if you're feeling negative energies, you can either put your hand down on the ground on the grass and just ask the earth to take it from you and transmute and alchemize, carry away that energy and purify it. And or you can put your hand on a tree and ask the tree telepathically, or even out loud if you feel comfortable doing that. Just say, kindly take these negative energies from me if you can. Take them down into the root and into the ground, and convert them into neutralize them or convert them into positive energy. You can do that as well. And usually nature does love to oblige and help us with that. Okay. So that's all I'm getting. Well, the other thing too would be to, again, meditate. If you can sit on a sandy beach and just look out over the water, since there's water in this card, or sit on a park bench and look at a canal or a river, do the same thing. And maybe just soft-eyed kind of gaze on the water, and just in your mind put out the intention for healing the world, healing the earth, if you want to go bigger. And just imagine the whole earth feeling healed and happy and laughing. All right, well, and I say that too because the color associated with the flamingo is like a peach or a salmon color, pink, and that's a very happy color. And it even has a little bit of gold to this. So yeah, I'll do it with you right now, just kind of closing my eyes, just imagining beautiful water, sparkles on it, pure, clean water, and everybody just uplifted, everyone on this earth laughing and happy. Okay, well, that's all I'm getting for now. And I wish all of you, as always, tremendous peace and love. Lavender Sky Panther. Bye.